So some big questions for Justin Wilcox, who joins us right now, the head coach of the Bears. Coach, I don't even know where to start here, but I think this new title that I heard on the radio this morning, we had a simulcast on Pac-12 Network. Yogi was doing the show with Guy Haberman on Sirius XM Radio. JW 2.0, what's the deal with this 2.0 deal?
I don't know. That was all Yogi. I'm not sure what to think about that, if that's good or bad. It sounds very 2020, so I'll go with it for now. And I'm just not exactly sure what it means quite yet.
Does it have to do anything to do with the facial hair? Like, what is going on right now? I got caught off guard. I was like, who is this person?
Yeah, that's really more just, that's my sensitive skin, and I don't like to shave. So once in a while, I'll have some friends or family members that make a comment about how it doesn't look that great. So I kind of am over it at this point, though. And the good thing is this time of year, we're focused on football. We're in meetings and offense and defense, and we're working with the players, and they don't seem to mind.
Okay, I'll tell you this: week one, if it's still there, you know there's going to be more comments about that facial hair. But I do want to talk to you about football. Biggest change, I think, to your football team has to do with the offensive coordinator spot. Bill Baldwin obviously leaving the program to become a head coach. Bill Musgrave comes in. Explain to me why he's the right fit for your team.
Yeah, so. You know, in this business, there is change, and losing Bo and Coach Greatwood, who retired, is one of the best of all time, and Nick Edwards. It was all great opportunities for them, and wish them nothing but the best. And anytime there's change, we look at it as a chance to get better. And, you know, and talking to some people throughout December and right around New Year's, it became very obvious that Bill Musgrave was a perfect fit for us. And I've known Bill a long time. He's got an unbelievable knowledge base in terms of offensive football, and he's really an incredible teacher. And I talked to a lot of people who have worked with him. I know a lot of those people very well, and just what he brings philosophically, and I think the fit within our program, the type of person that he is, the type of teacher he is, the way he'll work with our players. He's a really special guy, and we are thrilled to have him. He'll make a great impact on us.
Hey, Coach, I think of him. I think of Angus McClure, Marcel Yates. In the secondary now, I mean, the whole 2.0 thing is like there's a reset, and here comes some new faces for you.
Oh.
That was the idea behind that.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. Don't worry. I know you're not a me guy, so it's not necessarily about you, but about the program that you're guiding. What's the energy been like? I know it's very fresh. It's only been a week maybe since you signed some of those guys as coaches, but how is it?
It's been great. And all those guys, just the type of people that they are. Aristotle Thompson, who's coaching our running backs, I've known forever. Angus McClure, I've known Marcel Yates for a long, long time and worked with him. And the guys that we have in our building are incredible. And adding some new faces into our locker room as well with some mid-year transfers, with all the returners coming back. There's a ton of great energy. The work in the weight room and out on the practice field in terms of their strength and conditioning is going really well right now. We're having a chance to get around them more and more now that recruiting's wrapped up. So the energy is great. It's fun to be in meetings. I mean, we got offense, defense, and special teams going, and we're really all in on football right now, which is a fun time of year, getting ready for spring football with the players.
Yeah, I'm curious to stick with your current team right now. Like we get this from Roxy Bernstein all the time. He'll text us the graphic of like Cal national champions when Chase Garbers finishes the game, because you went undefeated with that last year. But on a serious note, him healthy, Coin Dang being a leader, bringing back Cam Bynum, there's a graphic for you. What is the vibe around maybe some wins that were left on the table a year ago?
Well, I think we all look at, an opportunity for us to get better, and it starts with me and then every one of our players. And now is a really great moment for us. There's a ton of momentum, not only in the building but outside the building, and it's our time to make a move. And I think there's urgency when you watch the guys work out. There's certainly urgency in our staff meetings. There's a lot of excitement, but we also know it just takes a lot of hard work. And so what we do from now until September 1 or whatever, I guess August 28th or whenever that first game is so critically important. And we have the right people. We got a lot of returners, as you say. We got some great leaders coming back, and we got some young guys who are ready to take the next step. But more importantly, I think everybody is invested and on the same page, and that's what makes it so much fun.
Coach, I saw the numbers with Chase Garbers when he is healthy, and it's obviously a dramatic difference. Do you bubble wrap him in the offseason?
Yeah, no, Chase did a great job, and keeping him healthy is a priority. And I think, he is also going to get better as a player. I mean, Chase has gotten better and better the more he's played. And I think that some of the experience around him is going to help tremendously. we'll be smart about how we practice everybody. But Chase is a competitor, and he's going to want to get out there and mix it up. But I think it's important to keep your quarterback healthy, and we'll definitely keep that in mind and how we practice and how we play. But I don't think Chase wants us, walking around not touching him all the time either. But we'll make sure we're smart about it.
Love that, and I'm sure he was just as happy as anybody with some of the gets on offense. DJ Rogers, Jeremiah Hunter, Tommy Christakos. I look at those three guys, and there's others, but as playmakers that can stretch the field. Do you expect them to come in and not only compete, but have an impact on this offense?
Well, we were certainly going to prepare them for that. There's some talented guys that are coming in. Now, the adjustment, you never really know until they get here and how they're going to pick it up and how they'll acclimate, but we felt like, especially offensively, some of those skill position, the tight end, the running backs, there's some guys that can come in and provide some competition for our team, and some of those guys are here now, and some of them will be joining us in June, but certainly excited about the group as a whole because there are some real athletic guys and some guys that can make some plays down the field.
Coach, can you just take us inside what the conversations are like? Not to circle back on Bill, but in a lot of ways, I'm seeing some of the film and the players that Yogi's referencing on the offensive side. And because there is a little bit of a reset with the new coordinator, what are the conversations like when you're doing your interviews with potential candidates? Are you telling them what you want to see from the offense and what you think that the team can do schematically, or are they telling you what they would bring to the table?
Well, I think it's a combination of both, and just to make sure it's a fit on both sides. And there's certain things that we want to do in terms of personnel groupings, style of play, run game, pass game, and how we view that. And, Bill Musgrave's been around a long time and coached a lot of football. He does have a system, and a lot of those things truly marry up with how we want to do this. I also think it fits to who we are as a program, who we're going to recruit, the type of players we want on our team, and to leverage, smart guys, some guys with some size, also have some playmakers that can get down the field, be able to run the ball, play action, create some vertical big games. So, I think it's a combination of all those things to make sure it's a right fit. But Bill certainly checked all those boxes. And more than anything, I just wanted to make sure that he wanted to do it. And because initially I kind of, I wasn't sure that he wanted to come back to college. I mean, he's been a coordinator in the NFL for so long. But after talking to him, and we had a number of conversations, long ones, and he was really eager to do it, and it's been a great fit for us, and we're fortunate that he's here.
Speaking of being eager, it was fun to watch Jordan Kanashik heading into that record-setting season. Then Evan Weaver's turn. Is Coin Dang going down the track that those other two linebackers went down?
Yeah, that's Coin had a great junior year. He's grown a lot as a player. I think he's going to continue to get better and better. He can do a lot of different things. He's a different style of player than Evan. He's a different style of player than Jordan. But he approaches the game the same way in terms of meetings, practice, how hard he works at it, the level of detail that he brings to those meetings and walkthroughs. So I'm really eager for him. I think he's going to get better and better. I know he is because he's a talented guy who really cares about his craft.
Coach, Yogi's as creative as they come. I know Coin Dang is his favorite name to say in the conference. You guys did those awesome commercials on campus a year ago with Evan Weaver. Get with Yogi on that next commercial with Coin in it. I don't know what it is, but something tells me you can come up with something.
I'll get our creative team working on that. I'm sure Yogi will have something up his sleeve, but we got a lot of smart people around here. I'm not sure I could come up with it, but we got a lot of smart people around here that could.
Well, you crushed it in that commercial, so best of luck, and maybe
thanks.
we get you a SAG card, and if this coaching thing doesn't work out, you have a career as an actor. Apparently as an extra if there's another Game of Thrones remix, which probably an old joke right now, but if the scruff continues, I think it's appropriate.
Yeah, we'll see.
Coach, thanks again.
All right, thanks, guys.